Hi everyone and welcome to English Lessons with Inlingua. I'm Tash and today I'm going to talk to you about the passive voice. So what is the passive voice? Well, it's a sentence structure that we use in English when we either don't know who has performed an action or we don't care. So, sounds confusing, but I've drawn a little picture here to help me explain it to you. Here is Bob and John. You can see Bob, not a very nice guy. He's hitting John in this picture. And we're going to take this situation and we're going to put it into the past tense because past simple form of the passive voice is the most common in English. So let's quickly look at the active structure before we change it to put it into the passive voice. Bob, bad guy Bob, hit John. Poor John. You'll see that Bob is in black, hit is in green, and John is in blue. In this situation, John is receiving the action. And when we want to use the passive voice, the thing receiving the action is the most important part of the sentence. So we put it at the front. So we are focused on John, the recipient. The verb is hit. In English, hit, and hit, unfortunately. It's not too clear. But I'm going to tell you when we use the passive voice, we need the past participle of the verb. This is a good little sentence to practice with. So Bob hit John. Black, green, blue. And Bob is the focus of this sentence. We put it into passive voice, we have to change the order. And we have John at the front as the most important. And next, we need to add the verb be. This is really important. To make the passive voice, we need be and we need the past participle of the verb. So in this sentence, John was hit by Bob. This is a passive voice sentence. You can see by Bob is in black. And if you look at my form structure up here, I put brackets around the thing performing the action. That's because sometimes it's not important and we can remove it from the sentence entirely. So Bob hit John. John was hit by Bob. Two sentences with the same meaning but a different focus on the action. Okay? So let's move on to a little more complicated example, still using the past simple. As I said, it is the most common. Here we have a sentence. It is about the wheel. They invented the wheel around 5,500 years ago. Do you know who invented the wheel? Because I don't. When I wrote this sentence, I used they, which is a nice generic term. But we want to change the focus away from the people and focus on the action. That's what's important here. So we're going to find the recipient of the action, which is going to be after the verb. See that order? They invented the wheel, and the wheel is next to the word invented, because the invention is happening to the wheel. The wheel receives the action, just like John. So here we move the wheel to the front of the sentence. So we are changing the sentence structure into passive voice. The wheel. And then we need the verb be. As I said before, we're going to look at the past simple form. So here we are using was. This is singular. The wheel was, which is our be word. And then we take the verb down, invented. The wheel was invented around 5,500 years ago. This extra information in black here means that it's not necessary to the grammar of the sentence structure. We can remove this and still have a correct passive voice sentence. But this does not have very much information in it at all. So we want to know when the wheel was invented. We put that information at the end. Okay, nice and easy to start with. Let's look at another form of the past simple. Here we were looking at one thing, the wheel, singular, just one. And now we're going to look at a plural structure, past simple, plural form. Okay, that means two or three, or hundreds, or thousands. So, similar sentence structure as the beginning. They, who? Don't know. They made wheels, plural, from solid wood. Right? So here we have a plural word, wheels. Here's our verb, made. You can see, made wheels. Invented the wheel. Same structure is repeated in the active sentence. So we are going to remove the person. We're going to focus on the recipient of the action. In this case, wheels. So wheels comes to the beginning of the sentence. Don't forget your S, it's plural. And then we're going to need the plural form of be in the past simple. Were. Wheels were. Next is the verb. It's always going to be blue, red, green. Wheels were made. Then here's our extra information from solid wood. Again, we can take that information away without changing the grammar, but this sentence, very short and very boring. So it's good to keep the extra information if it's about time or something interesting to the sentence. We're just going to remove the person who did it. So far, so good? Let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at the passive voice in the present perfect. A little bit more complicated. Present perfect form, using have plus the past participle. Still talking about wheels. They have improved the original design. They, who? Could be scientists, could be the cavemen, I don't know. So we're going to remove those people from this sentence and focus on the result, on the action. The invention here is what receives the action. The original invention is going to come to the beginning of the sentence in blue, matching our original form structure. The original invention. And then we need be in red. But here, we're in the present perfect form, which is a little bit different. We can't just use the form of be, we have to keep it in the present perfect, otherwise we're changing the grammar. So here, have becomes has. Do you know why? Good job. The original invention, singular. They is plural, many things. So here we have to change to has to keep it in the correct form for the original invention. Next up, we need be. Here we need the present perfect form of be, which is been. So now the original invention has been improved, past participle of the verb. Let's have a look at the present perfect in plural form. Last one. They have redesigned wheels many times. They have redesigned wheels many times, it's true. But who did it? I don't know. So let's remove those people and focus on the recipient of the action. In this case, wheels with an S. It's plural. So we are going to use the plural structure of the present perfect. Wheels have been redesigned many times. So you can see these, the only change is between has and have. And that is because our subject is single or plural. And you have to make sure you have the correct form for the verb be. Sound good? Okay, I have some examples for you over here. If you want to try and do them at home, you can leave them in the comment section. Up first, we've got Tom wrote a book. And to help you, I've highlighted in green and blue, matching my form structure, the different parts of the sentence. The book receives the action. The verb is wrote. We're going to get rid of Tom. He's not important in this sentence. Next up, the architect built the tower. No highlights. You have to do that yourself. And finally, just one using the present perfect, so you can test your understanding of that structure too. The scientists have made many discoveries. In plural, present perfect form. So good luck with that. I hope you get them right, and see you next time. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our channel and feel free to leave more comments below.